Hello everyone, it's NotaNoobPat, and welcome to Perk Review. Today we're taking a look at the level 40 Deathslinger perk, Hex Retribution. If any Hex totem is cleansed, including this one, the auras of all survivors are revealed for 10 seconds. Any survivor who cleanses a dull totem will also suffer from the oblivious status effect for 45 seconds. The oblivious status effect prevents survivors from hearing a killer's terror radius. The pro is obviously the main ability of this perk. Being able to see survivors' auras and get easy hits in multiple times a game is extremely helpful. Then, this perk is a great pair with Haunted Ground. It's going to show you where the survivors are at when they're exposed, even if they're trying to hide. The cons are that this perk lacks viability on its own. You shouldn't use a perk slot on Retribution if you don't plan on running any other Hex perks. In a similar vein, if you are using multiple hexes and this is the one that is cleansed first, you're out of luck. Because you're only going to gain that ability to see survivors' auras once in that scenario. Let's get into our video demonstration. You can see here that a survivor cleanses my Hex totem, and I can see their aura for 10 seconds. The killer can track the 10 seconds of activation by checking the clockwise timer in the perk window. On the survivor side, when I cleanse a dull totem, I suffer from the oblivious status effect, meaning I can't hear the terror radius. You can take a listen to the game audio that demonstrates this. Let's get into our video examples. Initially in this example, I thought everyone would be too far away or run away from me to make an impact with this perk. But when I slow it down, you can see for a split second that I catch someone hopping into a locker instead of running away. I would have never known to search this locker without Retribution, but I'm going to walk straight over, and I end up getting an easy hook because of this perk. In this next example, I've included a clip with the iconic Hex Haunted Ground, Hex Retribution combo. This is going to give me the auras of all survivors while they are exposed. Haunted Ground is popped, and instead of chasing Nia through the window, I see 3 survivors who are trying to stay hidden. Obviously with this perk's aura reading abilities, that's not going to happen. Perhaps I would have seen Feng hiding rather obviously behind this pillar, but I would have never thought to check this back room in a million years. This leads to an additional 2 insta-downs. This perk is a deadly combo when it's paired with Haunted Ground. If you don't know what Haunted Ground is, it has already been reviewed, so check the description for a link. In this final example, this perk is going to activate twice. You can see that all survivors are quite a distance away, and they are clearly trying to hide since they popped Hex Haunted Ground. Fortunately, since I know which direction the survivor is going in, I know to check behind this wall and I'm able to catch her. While this may not have been the most impressive example, it guaranteed use out of my Haunted Ground when survivors were trying to hide and wait it out. Later is where I get my money's worth for Retribution. I may have found the survivor who ran right in my path pretty easily, but now I know which corner of map the other survivor is in. This way, I don't have to worry about them sitting on the hatch or wandering around trying to find them while they get the unhook or finish this generator. I take the down survivor to a hook in close proximity to the other survivor, and I know that they're hiding. I start puking near the tires, and look who pops out. I'm able to relieve myself on Jake until he's put in the exposed status effect, and I hit him directly into the dying state before he can either go for the hatch or unhook his teammate. Retribution helped me make sure that this game was over right here. Let's give this perk a grade. Retribution is a 5 out of 10. I do like this perk quite a bit, but it does have some issues. I feel like this perk can't stand on its own. To run this perk alone for one 10-second aura flash seems a bit silly. Likewise, you could run this Hex in a Hex build with 2 or 3 Hex perks where it's supposed to work multiple times, but it could end up being cleansed first, and then you only have activation for this perk once. Again, many Hex perks can stand on their own, but this one requires you to pair it with another Hex perk in my opinion. However, I think the examples spoke for themselves. This perk can be decently helpful to use, but this is especially true with Haunted Grounds, which I believe is one of the perk's best combos. All in all, it's not worth using on its own. Sometimes it ends up being mediocre in some pairs, and it's pretty good, but not required with Haunted Ground. This perk could have been graded a little higher, or a little lower depending on how a user decides to utilize the perk, so I think a 5 was fair. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. If you want to check out more perk review, make sure to look for the links in the description and visit my channel to subscribe. I also stream twice a week on Twitch if you want to stop by. Take it easy.